The early settlers of Scotland have a long and complex history that spans thousands of years. Scotland has been inhabited for millennia, and its early settlers can be broadly categorized into several waves of migration and settlement. Here's a brief overview. 1. Prehistoric period. Scotland has evidence of human habitation dating back to at least 8,500 BCE during the Mesolithic period. These early inhabitants were likely hunter-gatherers who lived off the land and sea. Over time, they developed more advanced tools and technologies. 2. Neolithic period. Around 4000 BCE, during the Neolithic period, people in Scotland began practicing agriculture and building permanent settlements. Notable Neolithic sites in Scotland include Skara Brae in Orkney, which is one of the best-preserved Neolithic villages in Europe. 3. Bronze Age. In the Bronze Age, around 2800 BCE, Scotland saw the development of metalworking, particularly the use of bronze. People built impressive stone circles and burial cairns like those found at Callanish on the Isle of Lewis. 4. Iron Age. The Iron Age, around 800 BCE to 43 CE, saw the construction of hill forts and brochs, round stone towers. These fortified structures were often used for defensive purposes and as dwellings. The brochs, in particular, are unique to Scotland. 5. Celtic influx. Around 500 BCE, the Celts began to arrive in Scotland. They brought with them their language and culture. The Celts eventually became the dominant ethnic group in Scotland, and their descendants are the ancestors of modern-day Scots. 6. Roman influence. In the 1st century CE, the Romans attempted to conquer parts of Scotland, but they never fully succeeded in subduing the northern tribes. 7. Early medieval period. After the Roman withdrawal in the 5th century, various Celtic tribes, such as the Picts, Gaels, and Britons, occupied different regions of Scotland. Over time, these tribes merged and evolved into the early Scottish kingdoms. 8. Viking invasions. During the Viking Age, 8th to 11th centuries, Norse invaders established settlements in parts of Scotland, especially in the Northern Isles and the Western Isles. They also integrated with the local population over time. 9. Norman influence. The Normans had some influence on Scotland in the 12th and 13th centuries, particularly in the lowlands, where they introduced feudalism and built castles. 10. Formation of the Kingdom of Scotland. By the late Middle Ages, the Kingdom of Scotland began to take shape, with the Kingdom of Alba, later Scotland, emerging as a unified realm under the rule of King Kenneth MacAlpin in the 9th century. These early settlers and their interactions laid the foundation for the rich and diverse history of Scotland, shaping its culture, language, and society over the centuries. Scotland's history is characterized by a blend of Celtic, Picts, Norse, and Anglo-Norman influences, which continue to influence the country's identity today.
Thank you for watching. See you in our next video with a new topic.